Hello, everybody. I'd like to give a huge shout out to our sponsor, the Transgender Center of the Rockies, a program of Mile High Behavioral Healthcare. They are this season's Authenticity Ambassador, and we thank them for their support. I would also like to thank this week's sponsor, Avenues Recovery. Thank you so much for being this week's Authenticity Advocate. We appreciate your support. Check them out at avenuesrecovery.com. Welcome to Being You, an SPH Productions presentation. My name is Shane Hodges, licensed professional counselor and author of It's Time to Be You, How to Become Your Most Authentic Self. My guest today is Jourdan Frost. How are you doing today, Jourdan?
I'm great, Shane. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. I like to start the show with a rapid fire Q&A. I get 60 seconds to ask you as many quick answer questions as I can and see how many we get through. Are you ready?
I'm a little nervous, but yeah, I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Favorite holiday?
Halloween.
First pet?
A dog. His name was Milo. He's a Dalmatian.
Nice. Celebrity crush?
Aaron Pierre.
Okay. Beach or swimming pool?
Oh, swimming pool. Yeah, all day.
Dream collaboration?
I can't just pick one person.
I get that.
Me and Drake. I think me and Drake would make like a super, super just awesome vibe together.
Soda or juice?
I'll go with soda.
What did you want to be as a kid?
A veterinarian.
And
Yeah.
would you go skydiving?
I don't know. Maybe. Is maybe a good answer?
Maybe works.
Yeah.
All right. That was 60 seconds, and it looks like we got through 8. So good job.
Okay. I'll take 8.
All right. Well, let's get to know a little bit more about what you do and or have done. You recently released your new single, Can We Pretend? Congratulations. How
Thank
are you
you.
feeling about it?
I love the song. I really do. And I love how universal its message is. I think
Mhm.
that's the biggest thrill for me because I get to talk about something that resonates past like gender, race,
Mhm.
age, nationality. Like everyone can relate to, oh my God, what if, I want that too.
Mhm.
Everyone has had that feeling at some point.
Agreed. And I love the beat. It's fantastic, by the way. So nice
Thank you.
job.
Shout out to Velvet Code. He's amazing.
Talk to me about that. How does Velvet Code come into play and how have they helped with the production of the single?
So I actually came across an ad for the label So Fierce maybe about 5 or 6 years ago. So I was like,
Mhm.
scrolling through Facebook and I just saw an ad. It was like, do you want to be an LGBT superstar? And I was just like, hmm. So I saw it, didn't pay any attention, but I kept seeing it like in rotation. So I reached out after seeing it so many times and we had a meeting. Velvet and I talked about it. But at the time, I wasn't super confident about it. And I wasn't ready to jump all the way in yet. So I let it go, put a pin in that. And then maybe 5 years later, I was working in LA and I was communicating back and forth with Velvet about working with the label. I had a meeting. This is all while I'm still working. So I had a meeting virtually with a Velvet and we talked about, what the strategy would be, what my goals are, and how they would help propel me to that particular point. And it just worked out. Fast forward now to 2025, we've been working together now for a year and some change. And I'm really happy with the progress that we're making.
What has been the biggest challenge in working with others?
The business part of it, to be honest with you, working with a label that actually has strategy, structure, policy, contracts, and they're literally giant budgets. That's all new to me. You hear about it, you
Yeah.
read about it, you look at different documentaries on what artists have gone through. When you're in it, it's totally different. So that's the biggest adjustment to me.
Well, when creating new music, what is
Mhm.
important to you?
At first, it used to be It needs to be fun. I want to dance. I want to have a good time. But now I'm a little older now. I've gone through some things and I'm just like, what am I saying? What am I talking about? Because
Mm.
5, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 30 years from now, people are going to hear my music and they're gonna be like, that's what you came up with. So what I'm saying now, that I think about that seriously, the message.
I get that.
Hmm.
For this current song, the newest one, Can We Pretend, what was your inspiration?
Well, there's an article that's online by Q Plus magazine. Shout out to them. They did a write up on the song. And basically, last year in August, a lot of my friends, my sister, two of my closest friends, one got married, one got engaged. My sister had got a new relationship. One of my other best friends, he celebrated a year with his partner. So I just saw a lot of love around me.
Mhm.
But I was and am still single. And I was just like, hmm, got in my feelings a little bit. So,
Huh?
not like envious or jealous or anything, but I was just like, I want a piece of that, you know? So that's where the
Mhm.
song came from.
Gotcha. In what ways do you think others will connect to the song?
I mean, haven't we all like literally dreamed about having what my neighbor has? They always say the grass is green on the other side. So I think
Hmm.
universally everybody has done that. We've all looked at social media or people's pictures or stories that they tell us, and they're like, dang, I wish I had that.
Yeah. Throughout your career, which artists have been your musical icons?
What? There's a laundry list. So number
Hmm.
one, gotta start with the queen of rock and roll. I've always adored Tina Turner. Always,
Mm,
always.
absolutely.
I loved her story. I did. I loved her strength. I loved what she stood
Mhm.
for. I loved how selfless she was in her personal and professional life because a lot of people are too wound up in their ego to let go on stage. She didn't
Yeah,
care if she sweat. She didn't care if something got broken, wardrobe came loose. She didn't care how she felt. She knew that those people came there to watch her entertain them. And
yeah,
that resonated with me so much. So
yeah,
definitely her
yeah.
number one.
Agreed.
I love a lot of older artists because I feel like you have to honor the pioneers first. And
Agreed.
I love a lot of grit and grind stories. Like I love Madonna. I love Cher.
Mhm.
I love Donna Summer. I love Dionne Warwick. I love Diana Ross. Who else? Okay, icons that I love. Luther Vandross.
Mhm.
There are so many. Barbara Streisand. I study a lot.
Wide,
Like,
wide variety.
oh yeah, God, yeah. And
Nice.
I pride myself on venturing out in different genres and different
Mm-hmm.
eras as well. And I love the artists of today too. But once again, you have to start with the pioneers because I study people who I want to model my career after, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. You could choose one concert to see, who would it be?
Like today,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go see Janet.
Oh, oh, have you seen her?
I have, yeah.
So good. Love her.
Yeah.
Well,
If it's old versus new, like I'm always gonna go older. Sorry. Sorry.
no, my husband's the same way. You mentioned Diana Ross. He's a huge Diana Ross fan. Well, you grew up singing in church,
Mhm.
correct?
Yeah.
And your music merges pop, disco, EDM, and rock elements. How would you describe your musical style?
Well, let's start with the childhood. I grew up the middle kid. I'm number three out of four. And all of
Okay.
us musically have different interests, like literally. And growing up in the South, a Black family, a traditional family, a religious family,
Mhm.
being who I was, my taste in music was a little different. Of course, I grew up loving gospel music, but when
Mhm.
I became of age, I discovered dance music and pop music and EDM. And I'm like, this is really fun because I love to dance. I've always loved to dance. And
Mhm.
I'm just like, oh my God, this is so me. And that's how I fell in love with disco artists like Donna Summer and Barbara Streisand and Tina Turner. I love energetic music. I love anything that makes you get up. So describing my style, I love anything that makes you dance, literally.
I'm the same way. I love to dance. I used to dance in the clubs as well. And
Hmm.
I've always said that music is something that can completely change your mood. I love that.
It is an energy
Well,
shift.
yeah, absolutely. In regard to your career, what are you hoping to achieve in the coming years?
I want to hit the charts. I really want to hit something on the Billboard charts. I want to do more touring. I miss performing. I really do. I want to write more songs for other artists
Oops,
too.
go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I'm just saying I want to write more songs, but also for the artists as well.
And I was going to ask, when it comes to your music, how much of it do you write versus someone else or collaborating with someone else?
Of all the songs I've ever put out publicly, there's about, let's just say, average of like 20. Only
Hmm.
one of them was written by someone else. I've always written
Wow.
all my songs. Oh, yeah. And I think a lot of people, and I'm just going to pat myself on the back for a second, a lot of people forget that besides the singing and dancing and stuff, I also write my own music
I
everywhere.
love that. It's a multi-threat because not everyone has that talent. You've got some that are great writers, some that are great singers, some that are great dancers, and
Hmm.
that's it. Very
Right.
rarely do I think they all come together. So, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing on the professional front. Let's move a little bit more into the personal side of things. Beyond being a singer, what can you tell us about who Jourdan is?
I am chill AF. I think a lot of people, when they see me, seriously, when they see like me on social media, for videos of my past performances, pictures and stuff, I come off as this very flamboyant and almost
Hmm,
diva like person. But as you can see, like I'm super, super, super chill. That's just me. I love to laugh. I'm very silly. Like I'm that person, if you fall, I'm gonna laugh first and then help you. Just saying.
okay, we're going to get along just fine.
I do. I have a
Love
very
that.
dark sense of humor. I own it. It is what it is. I'm not a malicious person, but if something happens that's funny, I'm gonna take a break to laugh. Just saying, even if
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
inappropriate. Um,
I one of the things that makes me laugh the most is watching scare videos of people where because I love to scare people. I love to be scared. It just cracks me up. So I get you.
Oh yeah, my nephew
Um,
pranked me. He pranked me like maybe this a week or two ago at my mom's house. He's 9, and we were cracking up. He got me good. He scared the shit out of me. He got me good. I got to get him back. But it was so funny because he and I have the same sense of humor. It's hilarious.
nice, nice, very cool. Well, at this point, what brings you the most joy in life?
Following through with something, because now with
Mm,
life there's so many things on my laundry list to do. So when I start something and I see it through and it's finished, that brings me joy because I'm like, I did something, I did that, and I feel proud of myself for doing it. Yeah, so
absolutely.
yeah, that brings me joy.
So let me ask on that because I work with a lot of people in terms of successes and how they see success. One of the things that comes up often is when you achieve something. Do you celebrate? Do you pause and acknowledge it? And if so, how do you do that?
Oh yeah, definitely. I love to go out and dance the night away with my friends, or have a private dinner or moment with my
Hmm.
family, my friends, or just simply by myself. I'm trying to take the time to stop and pause and recognize that it's okay to tell yourself good job. Because
Hmm.
sometimes you may
Yes.
not ever hear that from anybody else. It's okay to tell yourself that.
Amen. Amen. You mentioned dancing in the clubs.
Hmm.
At what age did you start getting involved in dancing and or singing?
Oh, singing, that started early. When I was a kid, we would sing in the youth choir in church. And funny story, I never really thought I had much talent as a singer. I loved it. I really loved it. But you have to understand, growing up in a Black church, if you didn't sound like Aretha or Fantasia or Jennifer Hudson, you can't sing. And as you can hear from my records, my voice is very light, it's very airy, it's very breathy. And when I sing, I would never forget this. The first lady of the church I was a kid at, I sang, and she was like, "Oh, you know what? Come on up here. We could use your little voice." And I was just like, I At the time, I don't think she was trying to insult me, but that stuck with me. In growing up,
Okay.
the first time I ever really sang like out loud in public, besides church, was a talent. I'm sorry, it was a pageant that I had at my high school. And
Oh, okay.
yeah, I was always very studious, very smart, but I never was good at anything besides being smart. So I asked my mom, like, what should I do for my talent? She was like, well, don't you sing? And I was like, well, yeah, but nobody ever said you're good at it, you know? And so my mom, she taught at my high school, and she was not gonna let me embarrass her. So she made me practice every freaking day from the time I signed up
Mm.
to the competition. That was like 3 months straight. And she'd make me sing in front of people because my mom did hair. So when she had customers over, she would make me sing in front of them, and she made me practice in the living room. And she was like a mini Joe Jackson. So that kind of made me take it seriously because I really didn't believe I was good. I thought I was okay, but I wasn't like good.
Okay. First of all, the Joe Jackson comment is hysterical. Second, my mother was also a hairdresser when I was a kid.
Hmm.
So I literally, not that you can tell now because I don't have any, but I have paid to have my hair cut twice in my life. It perks, it's all good.
Hmm.
So
You.
you mentioned Black family, growing up in
Hmm.
the South,
Hmm.
religious, in the
Hmm.
church.
Hmm.
As not only that, as a young, non-binary, androgynous Black person, what challenges have you faced growing up in the South?
How much time do you have?
Yeah, yeah, I guess that is a very, very full question.
It is. I think that's one of the most controversial and interesting parts of me. Like people focus on that so much. And it's been a blessing and a curse. It's very annoying. I always turn into a
Okay.
thing more than a person. Growing up as a kid, I was fine. But middle school is when I saw how the world saw me,
Mm, yep.
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when you're like, literally, I remember the day I was maybe 11 or 12, and I always had guy friends, always hung with the boys. But when I came back to school, maybe like fifth, sixth grade, and their
Uh-huh.
voices changed, but mine didn't. I was just
Oh,
like, you can't sit with us. That's when I noticed that shift.
mm,
And that energy has stayed with me throughout teenagehood, adulthood,
uh-huh.
that you stay over there kind of thing.
That part I get
Hmm.
because my voice, I've never had a deep voice. And growing up, I remember answering the phone and people would ask for my father. And when I said he's not here, they're like, oh, is this the missus? And I was just like, but the other piece that you said was, and you mentioned it earlier,
Hmm.
the little voice, certain things can stick with you and we carry that.
Oh,
And
yeah.
until we process and do our own work and figure ourselves out, some of that stuff, it just sticks with us and guides us in so many ways. So
Oh,
I appreciate,
of
yeah.
course. And that wasn't the only comment. That was just the earliest that I remember. And that's why I'm telling you, I never thought I was good because I always,
Mhm.
throughout the years, have heard your voice is little, your voice is light. My own mom, I remember she would be like, why you sound so breathy? I went to a studio one time in Atlanta, and the producer, he was like, okay, let's hear how you sound. And I went in there and I sung, and he was like, oh, he's like, oh, you're one of them singers. And I was like, okay. So
What does that
I
mean?
don't know. I don't
Wow.
know.
In terms of your voice now, do you think you're good?
I think the fact that I am instantly recognizable, I think that's a star quality. I never say that I'm the best dancer or singer or performer, songwriter, any of that. But as far as my voice, when I speak, you listen.
Oof, oof.
And
I like that.
that's something that at this big age I can confidently say because of all the things I've been through, I'm confident enough in how I sound. So when I speak, when I sing, you will listen.
When did that confidence start to come about?
Probably like maybe like mid to late 20s.
And is there anything in particular that you feel pushed you to that place?
A lot of things. Number one was where I want to go in life with my career, with my business, with my music.
Mhm.
I'm about to come up against a lot of bulldogs and a lot of opinions and a lot of people who don't favor the way I look and the message that I'm bringing. So you have to be prepared. You have to build your foundation to go up against things like that. So yeah, just life. And plus, outside of music, there's the business world that I work in.
Yeah.
A lot of soft-spoken people are overlooked all the time. So yeah.
Well, you have mentioned hopeless love, romance, passion, and fairy tales in regard to your music. What are you looking for in regard to human connection and or a relationship?
At this point in my life, and I own it, I play too much era, and that's okay. What that means is I give you what you give me. If you want to play, I'll play harder. Like, I give you what you give me. And right now I'm focused
Mhm.
on my music and my business and my career. So, just somebody who understands the grind. If you're on your own grind and you meet me halfway, we can grind together. That'd be perfect. But, just a vibe. Do I want to
Love
get
that.
married and run off in the sunset? Maybe, but not today.
I appreciate the honesty. Some people get caught up in the this is what we're supposed to do. And I'm like, okay, but is that what everybody wants and or does it fit for everybody? Like,
No, I mean,
no,
I'm
I'm gonna
I'm
pass. Thanks.
I'm open to a good vibe, a good time. Let's chill, hang out. But I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie to you. I love coming home and nobody's there but me. I love that.
I understand. Yeah.
Yes, I'm very much a loner. I'm not like a come over and chill with me kind of person at my house. Like,
Well, in terms of the person that you are now,
mhm.
what challenges have you faced or what hurdles have you overcome in order to get to this place?
Self-confidence, number one, definitely that had to be built. First, I had to see myself instead of
Mm,
molding myself according to how other people view me. I had to see myself.
hmm.
I had to focus on what my goals are. I'm like, okay, I'm at a certain point in life now. I've graduated college. I can have a life that looks great on paper, or I can actually do what the F I want to do, which is make music.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. That is something I took a long time to figure out myself and I talked to a lot of my clients about. Are you doing this for you
Mhm.
or are you doing this for somebody else? And just if you're doing it for somebody else, I'm not saying there's necessarily anything wrong with that. You just have to acknowledge it and ask yourself why. But
Oh
I love
yeah.
that.
Yeah. I've been married to my music. It's been
Yeah.
over a decade. Over a decade.
Wow.
Mhm.
Nice. Nice. So you mentioned one goal is hitting the charts.
Definitely.
I asked you earlier what concert you would like to see.
Mhm.
If you could perform anywhere, where would you want to perform?
Is it like, okay, are we talking the event or like the actual geographical location?
Event, venue, location, whatever.
Okay, don't laugh at me. Don't laugh at me. Since I've
Ever.
been a little kid, I'm not gonna lie to you, I've always wanted to headline Super Bowl halftime. Always. I feel
I
like the epitome of a performer hits Super Bowl halftime.
I totally understand. I am not a huge sports person, but
Same.
the Super Bowl halftime show, people remember those performances. They're just iconic. Like just about anyone has at least one that they're gonna be like, I remember this one. And it's holds something for that. So
I
again, my
study them.
husband's is Diana Ross when she flew out on a helicopter. Like,
Mhm.
and of course they don't allow that anymore.
I study them, like literally. You don't bring up the Super Bowl halftime show to me because we'll be talking for hours because I studied them, every one of them.
Okay. Well, let me ask then, is there
Mhm.
one that you were disappointed
Justin Timberlake.
in? Yeah.
And if he ever sees
Anyway,
this, love you. But it was just like, it was kind of like lackluster.
agreed. Agreed. Well, this brings us to the wow segment of our program, the words of wisdom.
Mhm.
I like to ask all of my guests, what words of wisdom or nuggets of advice might you have for our listeners and watchers around how to be your most authentic self?
Nobody cares. Nobody cares. There's like 8 billion people in this world. Nobody cares. All these insecurities, all these things that you think people are talking about, all these things you think people are worried about, all these things that you feel are coming at you, nobody cares. And after you die, they're still not going to care. I'm not trying to be cynical, but I'm being honest. Yeah, people will mourn you who actually love you and care about you, but after about a week or a month or so, then you're never coming
Well,
back.
the stuff that we allow ourselves to worry about
That's what I'm
in
saying.
terms
That's
of
my
what others
point.
are thinking, you're so true.
Ex-
You're so right.
no, and I'm sorry to say it as matter of factly as I just did, but it's true. And when you talk to yourself
You're
that
right.
way, it makes you look at things totally differently. Why am I worried about something that in 5 minutes from now, it's not going to matter?
Yes, preach.
So,
I cannot tell you how many times I've had that conversation with clients. And it's hard. It's hard to get to that point. But I have pointed out, think back on the things that in the moment were so important to you, such a big deal,
mhm,
so devastating. When's the last time you thought about
exactly.
it? So I love that. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, of course.
That being said, what socials, websites, or other information would you like to share with our listeners and watchers in regard to how to find you and what's going on with you right
Everything on my social sites, all that stems from my Instagram, which is at JOURDAN_FROST. You can find me there,
now?
follow me there, and see all my music, all my performances. Cross your fingers, we'll see more in the future, all my shenanigans.
Love that. Love that.
Yeah, it's a good
Well, we
time.
will share that with everybody. Again, thank you very much for being here today,
Thank
everybody.
you.
Jourdan Frost with her new release, which is Can We Pretend? And actually, think about that. Where can people find your music?
On all streaming platforms globally. Spotify,
Excellent.
iHeart, Amazon, Prime, yeah, all the above.
Well, again, Jourdan, thank you so much for being here today. I'm looking very forward to seeing what comes next for you and seeing you on the charts at some point.
Thank you so much.
Again, thank you all for watching. My name is Shane Hodges, licensed professional counselor and author of It's Time to Be You, How to Become Your Most Authentic Self. Have a great day, everybody. Be yourselves. Thanks again to the Transgender Center of the Rockies for being this season's Authenticity Ambassador. We appreciate all the work you do. Check them out at transgendercenteroftherockies.org.